it's true, then you'll sign the deal with Heartland. It's time to put this ridiculous feud behind us.
They are supplementing their cattle with grain.
The Heartland Season 19 finale trailer just changed everything. In a single scene, Nathan looks at Amy with a level of honesty we've never seen before, and says the words that stop fans cold. "I can't imagine a future without you." This moment has everyone asking the same question: is Nathan finally about to propose? But before we jump to conclusions, let's break down what this scene really means, and why it might be the biggest turning point in Amy's story since Ty. Nathan's confession in the finale trailer is more than just a romantic moment. It feels like a shift that has been building slowly all season. Throughout Season 19, we've seen Nathan trying to understand Amy, to support her without pushing too hard, and to be there through her challenges with the ranch and Phoenix. But this time, the tone is different. When he says he can't imagine a future without her, the look in his eyes shows a mix of fear and hope, like he is finally ready to open up in a way he never has before. For a character who usually hides his emotions behind responsibility and caution, this is a bold step forward. Amy's reaction to Nathan's confession is what makes the scene even more powerful. She doesn't look confused or uncomfortable, she looks surprised, maybe even moved, as if a part of her has been waiting for him to say something honest for a long time. After everything she has been through, especially the painful memories tied to love and loss, Amy has kept emotional distance from anything that feels too serious. But Nathan's words gently challenge that wall. You can almost feel her trying to decide in that moment whether she is ready to open her heart again. And this is where the proposal theory begins to make sense. The trailer shows a quiet, intimate setting between the two, not flashy, not dramatic, but deeply personal. Fans know Heartland rarely uses big gestures for romantic moments. Instead, important feelings are shared in soft, simple scenes. So it wouldn't be surprising if Nathan is preparing to ask Amy something that could change both their futures. Even the way he stands close to her, the way he speaks slowly, almost nervously, it all hints at a moment he's been holding in for a long time. But here's where the trailer becomes even trickier. Heartland loves emotional misdirection. Sometimes a line that feels like a proposal setup actually leads to a very different conversation. Nathan might not be proposing, he might be asking Amy to trust him, to give their relationship a chance, or to take a step forward she has been too scared to take. The writers know that fans read into every little detail, so they add just enough mystery to keep us guessing. Still, the romantic tension in this scene is impossible to ignore. It feels like a moment that will define not only the finale but also Amy's path in Season 20. Will she accept Nathan's feelings? Will she admit her own? Or will something or someone interrupt this moment before the truth can be spoken? One thing is clear. This scene is not filler. It's not accidental. It's the emotional heart of the finale trailer. And whatever happens next will shape the future of these characters in a way we haven't seen since Ty's passing. Nathan is stepping forward, but is Amy ready to step with him? Something happens in the finale trailer that no one expected, and it hits harder than any romantic moment. Just when it seems the story is leading toward a hopeful future for Amy and Nathan, the tone shifts. The screen darkens, the music cuts, and suddenly we're taken to Wes's ranch, a place already filled with tension, history, and danger. What begins as a serious conversation quickly turns into one of the most shocking confrontations Heartland has shown in years. Jack, Lou, and Nathan arrive at Wes's ranch with determination in their eyes. They're not there for small talk. They're there for answers about the missing cattle, the twisted schemes, and the rising threats that have been pushing the family to their limit. You can feel the weight of the moment even before anyone speaks. Jack steps forward first, his voice steady but edged with warning. Lou stands beside him, clearly angry but trying to stay in control. Nathan, on the other hand, looks alert, almost sensing something is wrong even before it begins. Then it happens. In a split second, everything erupts. The camera cuts sharply. Wes's face changes, and before anyone can react, shots are fired. It's fast, loud, and chaotic. The trailer doesn't show exactly who gets hit or who falls, but the fear on the characters' faces tells us enough. This isn't just a simple standoff. It's an ambush. Someone planned this. Someone wanted to catch them off guard. And someone might not make it out unscathed. What makes this moment even more intense is how personal it feels. Wes has always been unpredictable, but this level of danger crosses a line. The stakes are no longer about cattle or land disputes, they're about survival. Lou tries to shield herself behind the truck. Jack stays focused and refuses to back down. And Nathan looks torn between fighting back and protecting the people he cares about. This is the kind of scene that changes characters. It forces them to face truths they've been avoiding and pushes them into decisions they never thought they'd have to make. And the biggest question hanging in the air is, who gets hurt? The trailer avoids giving us anything clear, but it gives us just enough to worry. We see Lou screaming someone's name. We see Jack clutching his side, though it's unclear whether he's injured or simply bracing himself. And we see Nathan running forward, disappearing from the frame as if chasing someone or trying to pull someone to safety. If the writers wanted to create panic in the fan base, they succeeded because everyone knows that Heartland finales never deliver danger lightly. When something like this happens, it always has consequences. Another layer to this moment is how it connects back to Amy and Nathan's earlier scene. Just when Nathan is opening his heart, he's thrown into a life-threatening situation. This could be the thing that pushes Amy to realize how much he means to her, or it could be the moment that changes him forever. If Nathan gets hurt during this ambush, the emotional shockwave will reach every part of Amy's life. And if Jack ends up injured, the entire family will be shaken to the core. The ambush at Wes's ranch isn't just action for the sake of action. It's a turning point, a breaking point. It's the moment the quiet conflict of season 19 finally explodes into the open. And as the dust settles, the Heartland family will never be the same again, while the finale trailer throws us into danger and mystery. There's another storyline quietly unfolding in the background, one that holds just as much heart. It begins with Amy and Phoenix working together in the arena as the sun sets behind them. At first glance, it looks like a simple training scene, but the tone tells us something bigger is happening here. This isn't just about a routine exercise. It's about preparing for Georgie's big return. Phoenix reacts to Amy in a way that feels almost symbolic. Every step, every jump, every moment of hesitation shows how deeply he's connected to Georgie. The audience can sense the emotional weight behind these scenes. Amy isn't just training a horse. She's keeping hope alive. She's protecting a bond that Georgie built with her whole heart. And the beauty of it is how quietly powerful it feels. No dramatic music, no heavy dialogue, just a girl, a horse, and the memories they both carry. What makes this storyline so compelling is how much it contrasts with the chaos happening elsewhere. While Wes's ranch becomes a battleground, the scenes with Amy and Phoenix become a reminder of what Heartland is really about: healing, trust, and the deep connection between humans and animals. Amy talks softly to Phoenix, encouraging him, guiding him, and you can hear the unspoken message beneath her words. She's doing this for Georgie. She's doing this because the family needs something to look forward to, something to hold on to, and this is where the trailer gives fans a surprising clue. In one quick shot, Phoenix lifts his head and looks toward the entrance of the arena, ears forward, eyes bright. It's the kind of moment the show uses when someone meaningful is about to appear. Could this be hinting at Georgie's return in the finale? Or at least a message from her? The show knows how important Georgie is to the viewers, and this little moment feels intentional, like a promise of something emotional coming soon. But beyond the theories, this scene is important for what it reveals about Amy. She's carrying so much this season: the pressure of the ranch, the confusion about Nathan, the lingering ache of the past, and yet she still finds her strength where she always has, beside a horse. Watching her work with Phoenix is like watching her rebuild herself. Every time Phoenix responds to her cues, it's as if she's rediscovering the parts of her heart that have been closed for too long. There's also a deeper message running under this section. Amy is preparing for change. Training Phoenix isn't just helping Georgie. It's reminding Amy of who she is and who she wants to be going forward. And with the possibility of Nathan stepping into her life in a more meaningful way, These moments of connection help her decide what kind of future she's ready for. As Amy finishes the session and rests her hand on Phoenix's neck, the camera lingers on her expression. It's calm, focused, but touched with emotion, almost like she knows something big is coming but doesn't know what shape it will take. And that's the magic of this part of the trailer. It's quiet, but it speaks loudly. It tells us that Amy's story isn't only about love or danger, it's also about healing old wounds, honoring old bonds, and preparing for whatever. While the trailer flashes romance and danger in bold colors, there's a quieter storm brewing inside Heartland, one that doesn't come from bullets or broken hearts, but from responsibility. This storm belongs to Lou. In the finale trailer, she's shown struggling with the missing cattle crisis. And even though it may not look as explosive as the ambush at Wes's ranch, the emotional cost on her is just as heavy. Lou has always carried the weight of the ranch like it's part of her own heartbeat, but this time, the pressure is different. This time, failure doesn't just mean losing money, it means letting down her family when they need her most. The trailer shows Lou pacing the barn, phone in hand, voicing a frustration she rarely allows herself to show. Her voice shakes a little, her eyes dart around, and you can feel the fear underneath her calm exterior. She isn't just worried about the missing cattle. She's worried about what it represents, cracks forming at the foundations of Heartland. The ranch is more than land, it's a promise passed through generations. And Lou is terrified of being the one who breaks that promise, but Lou's struggle doesn't unfold in isolation. The trailer also shines a light on Dex, a character who has been teetering on the edge between trouble and transformation all season. And in episode 10, he finally reaches a point where he can't hide from his choices anymore. There's a scene where Dex confesses that he wants to change his life, and the honesty in his voice surprises even him. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He doesn't pretend to be a hero. He simply admits he's tired of running, tired of hurting people, and tired of being someone he doesn't recognize. The contrast between Lou and Dex is what makes this part of the story so powerful. Lou is overwhelmed because she tries so hard to do everything right. Dex is overwhelmed because he's spent so long doing things wrong. And yet, both of them are trying to move forward. Heartland has always explored the theme of redemption, but this season pushes that theme even deeper. Dex isn't just seeking forgiveness, he's seeking a path, a chance, a small opening to rebuild what he's lost. And the finale hints that he may finally earn it. There's a moment in the trailer where Lou and Dex cross paths, and the atmosphere changes instantly. Lou looks at him not with anger, but with something closer to curiosity, maybe even hope. Dex, on the other hand, holds himself humbly, like he knows this conversation matters more than anything else happening around them. This could be the start of a new alliance, one built not on trust yet, but on the possibility of it. And in a season full of danger and heartbreak, the idea of someone choosing to be better is a rare kind of light. As the tension rises across all storylines, Lou's voice cracks as she asks, "What if we can't fix this?" It's a moment that feels raw and real because every character this season has been carrying their own battle, and she finally says what they're all thinking. But the trailer doesn't leave her in despair. Instead, it shows Dex stepping closer, offering a few quiet words that hint he may become an unexpected supporter in the chaos. This part of the finale trailer reminds us that heroism doesn't always look like charging into danger. Sometimes it looks like admitting your weakness. Sometimes it looks like asking for help. And sometimes it looks like trying to change, even when your past tells you it's impossible. The closer we get to the end of the trailer, the more the mood shifts. The explosions of emotion, the danger, the romance, everything begins to fold into one central theme: choices. And not the small, everyday kind. These are life-altering, future-defining decisions that could change the direction of Heartland as we know it. The trailer uses silence, slower pacing, and lingering close-ups to tell us something big is coming. Something the characters won't be able to ignore or escape from. The first shot in this section shows Amy standing alone in the pasture, the wind brushing her hair as she stares into the distance. It's a quiet image, but the weight behind it speaks louder than dialogue. Amy is being pushed toward a moment she's been avoiding, deciding whether she's ready to move forward emotionally. Nathan's confession and the possibility of him risking his life in the ambush has shaken something deep inside her. The finale hints that Amy may be forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Healing isn't just about surviving the past. It's about letting herself step into the future. And that future might include someone who actually loves her. But Amy isn't the only one standing at a crossroads. Lou's storyline confirms that leadership often comes with loneliness. After fighting through the cattle crisis, after managing the business pressure and family expectations, the trailer suggests she might face a decision she never expected, possibly stepping back, asking for help, or trusting someone new. For a character who has built her entire identity around being strong, responsible, and self-reliant, the idea of letting go or changing course is terrifying. Yet the finale seems ready to confront her with that exact challenge. Then there's Jack. In one of the most emotional shots, he sits in his truck with his hat tipped low, his face shadowed and still. Jack isn't a man who fears conflict, but he does fear losing the people he loves. The ambush at Wes's ranch forces him to face a question he hasn't asked out loud. How much longer can he protect everyone? This moment feels like a turning point for him, not because he's weak, but because he's finally realizing he can't carry every burden alone. For a character who has been the steady heartbeat of the show for nearly 2 decades, this hint at vulnerability hits hard, and Dex, surprisingly, becomes part of the decision-making theme as well. The trailer shows him staring at a doorway, unsure whether to walk through. It's symbolic, but it's also literal. He's deciding if he wants to step fully into a better life or fall back into the shadows he's always known. His future could help or hurt the Heartland family depending on the path he chooses. And the finale makes it clear that his decision will ripple farther than he expects. As the trailer reaches its final seconds, the energy shifts from action to uncertainty, the kind of uncertainty that makes fans lean closer to the screen, searching for any hint of what comes next. The Heartland Season 19 finale doesn't just tease answers, it teases possibilities. And the biggest one of all hangs over Amy and Nathan like a storm waiting to break. The trailer ends with a quiet shot that says more than any line of dialogue. Amy stands near the barn doorway, her hand gently brushing the wood as she looks out into the fading light. There's a softness in her expression, but also a question that hasn't been spoken yet but fills the air around her. It's almost as if she's wondering whether the next chapter in her life is finally ready to begin. Nathan's confession earlier in the trailer stirred feelings she's tried to keep locked away, not because she doesn't care, but because she's afraid of losing again. But now that he's stepped forward, she can't pretend she doesn't feel anything. Then the trailer cuts to Nathan, alone, standing near his truck. His head is lowered, his hand resting on the door handle. It's a posture that looks hopeful and defeated at the same time. The message is clear. He's waiting for Amy to make a choice, waiting for the moment that might define his future, waiting to see whether love will finally land in his favor. The finale seems ready to put these two characters exactly where fans want them, on the edge of something real. Whether that something becomes a proposal, a confession, or even a heartfelt promise. The emotional stakes have never been higher, but before any of this can unfold, the looming question of Wes's ranch shapes the predictions for episode 10. Someone will get hurt. The trailer is too careful, too emotional, too fragmented not to be hiding a major twist. And the outcome of that ambush could change the entire tone of the finale. If Nathan is injured, Amy may finally realize the depth of her feelings. If Jack is hurt, the family will be shaken to its core and the ranch's future may shift. If Lou is caught in the chaos, her leadership could be tested like never before. The writers know exactly what they're doing, pulling every storyline toward a single emotional breaking point. And when everything explodes at once, the episode will force the characters to choose what truly matters. Family, love, safety, future. The official spoiler hinting at difficult decisions for the whole family now makes perfect sense. Amy will face her heart. Lou will face her role. Jack will face his limits. Dex will face his past. And Nathan, for the first time, may face a future he isn't sure he deserves but deeply wants. As the trailer fades to black, one last question lingers like an echo. Will this finale end in heartbreak or hope? Heartland rarely leaves fans without healing, But season 19 has pushed the characters into deeper waters than usual. So the final prediction is simple: this episode will not just end a season. It will begin a turning point, a shift, a new chapter in the Heartland legacy. And that brings us to the viewers, the fans who have lived through every season, every loss, every victory. What do you think will happen at Wes's ranch? Will Amy finally open her heart to Nathan? Will the family survive the choices they're forced to make? Drop your theories in the comments. This finale is going to test everything, and we're all holding our breath together.